what you missed when you didn't exist. I am Corbett, and I am 54.
And I'm Lucy, and I'm 25. Bam!
And you can tell by the disparity in our age, there's a reason why we're talking about things that happen when people didn't exist.
It's me! I'm the one that didn't exist.
Yeah, well, you get to do this in about 20 years with your kids.
Thanks. So excited.
Yeah. Can't wait. In this episode, we are talking about a toy, a learning toy, a smart toy. So most kids weren't excited about it, but some were, and more so later. The toy is called the Speak and Spell, which I don't even think you've ever seen one. Have you ever seen one?
It looks
in
like
hand?
It looks like a calculator.
It's very much like a calculator, but have you ever, I thought, because you've been to Graham's before, I figured there's probably one just sitting there.
I don't think she has one.
Well, your grandmother probably has one somewhere. Believe it or not, we had 2 of them, I know, maybe 3. Because there was also the speaking math and speaking, there was a couple different speaking read, speaking somethings. There was several.
Whoa.
But Speak and Spell was the first one. It came out in 78 or 79. The first one was pretty basic and used a cathode tube lighting system. If you've seen the pictures of them, you can tell there's like a little digital looking display.
Yeah, it looks like what
Like
you'd
a
see on a
clock.
register.
Right. But these were using cathode ray tubes. If you look at those from a slightly different angle, all the lights light up. If you look at it straight on, then you see that the words or the letters they're trying to spell out.
Oh, okay.
So it's a very unique system. They changed it around, I think, 83 or 85, I want to say. But it was the Speak and Spell was it looks like a big calculator, like about the size of a yellow tablet. Well, maybe shorter than that, but basically a yellow tablet size with a big red handle across the top. The whole casing is red, and there's an entire typewriter flooring of letters. I think they're all in alphabetical order.
Yes.
So they're not like a typewriter.
Which is terrible. Why would you put it in alphabetical order?
Because when you're learning to read and write, you don't know how to type. Hard to believe this. This was before there was a texting thing going on.
Well, that should be the texting thing. They had a missed opportunity there.
Well, texting didn't exist because the internet, you know what, we're not going to go into that right now. Let's talk about the Speak and Spell. The Speak and Spell, this weird looking device would basically say spell dog, and you would type in D-O-G. It's like, great, now spell, regurgitate or something else. And you had to spell it all out. And it would kind of reward you with a, hey, good job, or that's great, or something like that.
What if you got it wrong?
It's like, that's wrong, try again.
Oh,
and if you,
so
I think you do
sad.
it 3 times, it would eventually show you the word. There were a series of, I think the first one you couldn't change it at all. It was just the one device. The next iteration, it came out in 82 or 83, was the cartridge system. You could open up where the batteries were, and there was a cartridge kind of put in the back, and you could change like the level at which you're learning. So you could carry you from the early 5 through 7 through 15 if you wanted to, because it could go up to really big words. I think it could only hold about 10 characters or maybe 12, so you couldn't do a gigantic word. But it was something to get people in a vocabulary level that was kind of neat. And it was fun because it was digital. It was the future.
Yeah, it is. It's fancy.
47 years ago. Crazy time. The thing that probably made it prominently more well-known was it was used in a promotional advertising through the movie system. We call that...
An advertisement?
Well, no, we would probably call that guerrilla marketing because it was thrown into a movie. Specifically, a movie with an alien called E.T. the Extraterrestrial.
Ah, yes.
Which was a incredibly popular movie and had 2 major sponsors. One was Speak and Spell, and the other one was Reese's Pieces.
Yes. So good.
2 big promotions that came out of that movie that pretty much took off. The Speak and Spell was used in making E.T.'s phone home device because that was how he would phone home, was wiring a bunch of weird stuff to the Speak and Spell, because that's how him and Elliot could communicate. And he would learn little words and they would eat Reese's Pieces together. It was a movie.
Every kid's dream.
Every kid's dream. Have a weird computer robot voice and an alien.
Yes.
The Speak and Spell also came out with different language packets. It was kind of cool as it went. So you could learn other languages to put, the cartridge system. You put in another cartridge, you could learn another language. at least the basic level. Later on, they came out with Speak and Read, which was kind of like the Speak and Spell, I thought, but it was yellow. Then there was Speak and Math, which is kind of dumb because why do you need to speak math? Math is math. And it was a calculator. It was like 100% a calculator. It was trying to teach you basic math skills. And it had its own cartridge system and a couple other things, but more or less it died off about the early 90s, I want to say.
They still have a 2019 model.
I was going to get to that. In 2019.
Oh, sorry.
No, in 2019, they did a retro version of it. And I've seen the breakdown because I was looking through it online. And if you look at the original, they open it up and show you, and the circuit board's like the whole thing. Because back in 1978, it was the whole thing. And the new one is more or less just a gigantic plastic shell with a little bitty green card or little green circuit board in it. It's not even as big as the display, I think.
Wow.
It's sort of funny. It doesn't need even close to that level of size and girth anymore. And honestly, I think a lot of this could probably be done on tablets and things like that. But I will admit the Speak and Spell, probably not the funnest toy.
Well, obviously, it's educational. No
Yeah.
one wants to play with educational toys.
Well, I don't know. It was kind of fun. And there was game versions you could play in it to where like you had to beat the game. And it was sort of fun to do that. I think that's I will say that. I think we've talked about this in the past too. If you get your students to like, I bet you can't do it. Like, oh yeah, they'll do whatever it is they got to do.
Oh yes,
And
100%.
it's like, we're going to learn how to spell. Like, and I bet you can't do it. Oh, really? Everybody's up for a fight when the time comes, I guess.
Oh, always. You got to prove yourself.
Yeah, but it was a fun toy, and it's hard to say it's a toy because it really was just a big flat tablet thing. I think it was probably the first feel of like, ooh, this is like a computer because it's talking. Computers can talk, which of course computers couldn't talk for many decades after that. Not really. It was that fake dialogue talk that Stephen Hawking had on his talking computer feel.
Yeah.
Which is funny because they could have done recorded voices. I'm not sure why they went with the synthesized voice. Maybe it was something to do with the programming.
Maybe it was easier.
Maybe. But so we fixed literacy and now every kid is literate and everything's great. So how's the future, Lucy?
That's funny. I think it's funny that it's actually made by Texas Instruments.
Oh, yeah.
Who makes calculators, which is why it probably feels like a calculator.
Well, they started off making calculators. They also made computers. One of my first computers was a TRS-80. It's like a...
Really?
Yep. I've got like 3 of them. I've got 3 TRS-80s because my brother had them and left them to me. But they were, I think one of them or both of them were probably our home computers at one point. But Texas Instruments, actually, yeah, the Sheldon TV show, he had a Texas Instruments computer that came from Radio Shack. Because Radio Shack put out those computers, which they were just an IBM clone. Back then, it was going to be a Windows computer basically, but then used DOS. That's a whole nother thing. But anyway. Yes, Texas Instruments was a calculator company first. Well, actually, they're probably office equipment, I bet, in general. I'd have to look up Texas Instruments to get that one out for you. But yeah, calculators naturally going to make a calculator toy.
Oy. So exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the future now, kids are probably less literate than ever, which is exciting. Most students are reading at least 2 grades below grade level.
Ooh, that's rough.
Yeah. And the kids that are on grade level are probably because their parents were able to spend time with them. And there's literacy games now. There's like apps where students on their iPads can learn to read bit by bit and they get different rewards and challenges. But most students have dyslexia and most students have to listen to audiobooks, so they can listen to it and completely understand, but the reading comprehension is totally gone. And spell check happens for you, so kids don't have to learn to spell anymore.
That is sort of weird. Never think about that. And spell check's not always right.
That's true.
I think that's always the joke quote is I before E except after C. That's weird because you write it. Hey, it's a spelling joke. Look it up.
I get it. But weird is the only exception. That's what it is. So I think it's just we're in a different era of ways of teaching kids to read. Everything has to be a game now. Everything has to be a way for students to engage with it.
Are you trying to say Speak and Spell ruined it by making it a game?
Maybe.
Oh. Can't believe you're such a downer on Speak and Spell.
I know.
E.T. would be sad.
Well, then he can phone home. How about that? Oh, hopefully it should get up as the years go along, but right now I think COVID played a major part in literacy levels because parents didn't have time to teach their kids to read like they did in the classroom. We're in the kind of a weird little hiccup situation right now, I think. So hopefully it should go up.
That is a hopeful statement. Hopefully.
Yes. Hopefully. All the hopes and dreams.
I never thought about that COVID would cause that sort of, burp in the system. Kids missing out on in-school education. But I kind of I will say, like, I agree with you in the sense that parents need to be involved a little bit. It doesn't mean you have to teach them everything, obviously, but reading with them or encouraging them to read and or write or do things. It's something that's always been a problem, though.
Well, I think in a sense, it gave every single parent the realization of, oh crap, I have to both parent and teach at the same time because they still had to do their jobs so that way they could get money and survive during the pandemic. But then they'd never realized what teachers have to go through and experience in order to make sure their students get what's happening. So I've also been noticing a lot more teacher appreciation, which is nice, just because those parents were like, oh my gosh, you're teaching my kids and I could not do it because it was exhausting. And I'm like, oh, thanks.
No, I get that. As a spouse, you kind of run into the, oh yeah, that I do everything in this, I do everything. And then you find out, oh, I guess they do half of it, at least. So I guess I better appreciate the other person. And teachers really only do and this is, I'm not slamming you, but teachers only do like a third of it because the kids only at the school for 6 to 8 hours.
Yeah.
And you're being handed from one teacher to another teacher to another teacher to another. So you're not even staying with one teacher all day long. So to go in and start blaming your teacher, probably not going to help.
True. Very, very true.
But I think with like your teachers, I was pretty good about, siding up with them and ganging up on you, which was kind of fun.
Okay, that only happened with one teacher. So, meh.
Well, because
I was a golden child with golden grades.
Sometimes.
Hey, I had one C in my entire school career. Come on.
And it was math.
It was math because I played Geometry Dash in geometry.
I think it was more like Geometry Dodge. You were just dodging.
It was Geometry Dash. It's the game. And it's funny because the kids now are obsessed with it. So I tell them that story every single chance I get. And they're like, wait, miss, you played Geometry Dash? I'm like, yeah, it's actually how I failed geometry class. They're like, oh. I'm like, yeah. So it's funny.
So live and learn. That's a good one.
Yes. Yes, exactly. But it's fine. I think the games can help to a certain extent, especially if you're a student that can get really into it. But I think a lot of the games have to also survive themselves, kind of in a capitalistic mindset, right? They have to find ways to keep their game alive and going. So they have to make it more fun and not as much learning oriented. Because I remember that was how I learned to type, was there was this typing game and you just had to complete all the levels, but you had to type the fastest and the most accurate. And so that was how I learned to type, was just through a game. And I loved it. It was like a dancing game, I guess. And so you had these characters that had to dance based on how you typed. Okay. And if you typed incorrectly, they did the wrong dance move. So.
Oh, okay. That would explain a lot. You did love those dancing games.
I did. Well, Just Dance, I wasn't typing. I was just dancing.
Oh, I know, but I didn't realize it was a full-fledged game and it revolved around dancing, which explains a lot.
Yeah.
Of course, now you have a useless skill because I don't think anybody even types anymore because it's all texting.
Oh my gosh.
It's all thumb-based.
The chicken teching is crazy.
Yeah.
It's very upsetting. Actually, kids play typing games in class.
Do they?
And I'm like, you know what? You're practicing a skill. I'm okay with it. Because most of them just want to play Geometry Dash. And I'm like, that's not a skill. You're not even learning geometry. You're focusing on reaction time. It's not even a skill. Come on. Yep. So I've been teaching my kids to play typing games and Wordle. And they're playing GeoGuessr. So they're using their inferencing and context clues to figure out where they are in the world. See, secretly academic.
No, that's
even
cool.
Though they think they're playing games. which they are.
Yeah, I have a coworker who plays that every so often, just to they drop you somewhere in the middle of the world and you have to figure out where you're at.
Yeah, it's fun. And you can play competitively. So you guys are trying to figure out who can get it the fastest.
Mm-hmm.
So fun.
No, I guess that's, I see now I'm kind of torn, because when you're going into this, you were talking about how games ruined it all. And now games, maybe okay.
Well, it depends on the game, and it also depends on how the kids are using it. Because obviously, any kid can figure out a cheat code or a hack to just automatically win the game. That's just how it works. But if you have students that are engaging with it for the right reasons, then I'm sure that it can help so much. Because I probably could have cheated at that typing game, and I probably could have just had one person doing one side and I could have done the other side, and I wouldn't have learned to type. But I think it's hard to find the balance between, oh, I want to play a game and turn my brain off, and oh, I need to be learning something and using my brain skills. But I think literacy games, it's just hard. It's really hard to make those fun. Because kids don't want to read, period.
Ouch.
Well, you get through the phase of, oh, hey, mom and dad, can you read me a bedtime story? When you get out of that phase, you have to read by yourself. No.
Yeah, and you don't know the voices.
Exactly. So it's hard. And then you get to these thick books and you're like, oh, it's so long. I'm not getting the satisfaction of finishing it in one go. It's a different world. The attention spans are short. I think people are still learning words, because some of these kids know some advanced words, but they don't know how to spell them because they don't read anymore. They just listen to it.
Yeah, I could see that.
Audiobooks are at an all-time high, 100%. Yeah.
Well, I mean, audiobooks, I can see audiobooks being at an all-time high just because of the fact that we're all commuting to work or, running from one place to another. We don't have time to sit down and just read in a comfy chair.
Yeah.
Which is sadly becoming norm. Go.
Yes, it is unfortunate.
We're in a go society.
Yeah. Because it's so good to sit with a book.
Well, I think it's the fun. Okay, I will say the fun of reading really is getting absorbed into the story so much that you get emotionally upset when something changes or character dies or something happens.
Yeah.
And you walk away from it just as if just as if you had been part of that actual thing happening.
Yeah.
But you gotta, if you're not invested in it, if you're not interested or really reading it or listening to it, honestly, I would say listening is sort of valid. I'm torn because I have been listening to a lot of books. And it's faster because I am on the go. And usually I'm trying to figure out technical problems while I'm listening to some book in the background. And I'm absorbing it subconsciously. I don't know, subconsciously. I'm listening to it, but I'm doing 2 or 3 things at the same time. So it's probably not great. And you don't get a chance to really be committed to the book, the story, the emotional pull.
True.
I think that's the thing that when I'm really wrapped up in a good book, it's because I'm invested. When you're just shoving it through your head, you can still absorb the information. Speed readers are that way.
You lose the joy out of it.
Yeah. It's like force feeding yourself something instead of sitting and tasting it. I need this to stay alive versus I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy this. Maybe that's an American 100%. Thing. I notice Europeans and Australians and stuff, they have that time to sit down and relax and enjoy things and supposed to get up and go. We gotta hurry up and work.
Oh, it is an American thing, 100%.
Yeah. Well, I remember a lot
100%.
of Europeans talking man, you guys are just never gonna stop. It's well,
we kind of have to.
Yeah, we've put ourselves into this situation, so here we are.
Yeah.
So anyway, Speak and Spell. It's a fun toy or a calculator with color.
I think all calculators have color.
Well, a pretty color. Do you have a red calculator? I don't think so. Actually,
I guess not.
Your calculator is technically your phone now, so.
Yeah, that's true. No. They make fun toys for children now, but a lot of them are learning based. But I don't think they last very long because iPads are so quick and easy and they can keep it forever and ever and ever.
And you just get an app. Get an app. Get the new app.
Yep.
Get the next new app.
Yeah. And then get a new iPad.
Anyway.
So, read a book.
Read a book. So for What You Missed You Didn't Exist. Read a book. Read a book. Play with your calculator.
Make learning fun.
Or just learn. You don't even have to have fun. You can just do it.
Forced learning.
Forced learning.
Yeah.